The following program is a production of HEW Entertainment, heard on the official website of HEW Entertainment.
It's that time once again for HEW Entertainment Radio.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Hosted by Jonathan Clarke.
The beat! The man! You gotta beat the man! Whoa!
Be sure to join us in the live chat room during the show.
Hulkamania is running wild like it's never ran before.
Call us on one of our request lines. If you live in the United States, call us at 1-641-985-7800, box number 3729280. If you're from Canada and would like to call us from 1-647-724-4194, box number 3729280. Long distance charges may apply in some areas.
I've been the world heavyweight champion 10 times.
Or you can always drop us a line at MySpace, myspace.com/HEW Entertainment.
And you will rest in peace.
Emailing us works for you too. Email us HEWWrestling@hotmail.com.
I am a wrestling god. JBL.
And now, without any further ado, here is your host of HEW Entertainment Radio on the official website of HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke.
The champ is here.
Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Right, turn off the lights. We gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio? I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you are gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancing. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong. In all the right ways, all night underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Slam, oh hot damn. What part of party don't you understand? Wish you just freaked out. Can't stop coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. It's so on right now. Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you are gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancing. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong. In all the right ways, all night underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Just come on and raise your glass. Just come on and raise your glass. The glass is empty. That sucks. So if you're too school for cool and you're treated like a fool, you could choose to let it go. We can always party on our own. So raise your glass if you are wrong. In all the right ways, all night underdogs. We will never be
with over 1,000 shows in. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, inviting you to follow us on Twitter at HEW Entertainment Jonathan Clarke 1 and join the conversation on our Facebook page at Jonathan Clarke. A lot of Grammy nominees and award winners sending out tweets this past weekend on Twitter and Facebook, and Twitter represented significantly well at this past year's Grammys, the 54th annual Grammys. So did you enjoy the show? I saw all the tweets the Grammy Award winners and nominees were sending out, a lot of them excited about the Grammys, and Twitter and Facebook were represented on the Grammys show, with the Grammys having an official Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter account. The unique thing was, on YouTube, they had a lot of Grammy Award-winning footage, and they had a lot of footage from the actual show, which was kind of unique. Two things stood out to me about this year's Grammys show that kind of took away from the presentation of the show. The one big thing, of course, the death of Whitney Houston happening 24 hours prior to the Grammys. They had to do something. They were faced with the most unfortunate of circumstances, so they put together a little tribute for her. Jennifer Hudson and Alicia Keys performing a tribute of a classical Whitney Houston song at the top of the show. LL Cool J opens it up with a prayer, and we go from there. Whitney Houston's name is mentioned several times by a number of celebrities and musical artists throughout the 3.5-hour show, which was promoted good by CBS. That Sunday prior, at the 46th annual Super Bowl, they were promoting the Grammy show with commercials, with spots given to them at the Super Bowl, joining in with the extensive amount of commercials that were there. So there was a lot going on for the Grammys this year, which was kind of unique leading into the show. But with the circumstances they were faced with, I think they did a pretty good job. A couple of exceptional performances. The people who gave the exceptional performances, you can kind of pick them out from a crowd. Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, the Foo Fighters were excellent. I think the exceptional performances definitely represented their genres of music significantly well. And I think if it wasn't for those few exceptional performances from the likes of Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, the show would have probably sucked because of the circumstances they were faced with. But I think with the limited amount of time they had, with such little notification leading into the Grammys, they had to do something. So they did something to the best of their ability by having a couple of tributes. They had a tribute for the 50th anniversary of the Beach Boys there, with the introduction coming from Ryan Seacrest, host of American Top 40. He's a legend for what he does, and he gets a lot of spots at these award shows. This past year, in 2011, presenting the Entertainer of the Year Award at the 2011 CMA Awards, Ryan Seacrest then appears at the Grammy Awards to present the 50th anniversary tribute of the Beach Boys. They picked a Beach Boys classic song and did a phenomenal job with that. I thought the show was good for the unfortunate circumstances they were faced with. And if it hadn't been for that, I think the show would have been even better. And I think next year's will be better than this year's because of those type of circumstances. Very unfortunate they were faced with that, with an investigation going into the cause of her death leading into next week. More information is bound to be released about that one, but I wasn't expecting to see that when I turned on the Grammys because I had no notification of this happening. I hadn't seen any of the news archives and the news websites, but the death of Whitney Houston is definitely going to be something that news websites are going to have archived for the next 20 years. A lot of people emotionally affected and withdrawn from what they were doing last night because of this, and it was unfortunate that that had to happen 24 hours prior to the Grammys, found dead in her hotel room. They had to come on and say something. They just couldn't blow it off with no detail or anything, very little detail I should say, about the passing of her. But I think that they had to do something, and they did what they could, and they did it to the best of their ability. With a couple of exceptional performances we saw, it made up for what happened. It made up for the circumstances we were faced with. We had a couple of exceptional performances in there. Taylor Swift had to look good with her 2 movies out that she's promoting. Dr. Seuss's The Lorax is going to be the biggest one with herself and Danny DeVito. I believe Joe Jonas and Zac Efron are in there with that one too. They had to make her look good, and she did an exceptional job. She got into a performance and had one of the biggest performances of the night, and Katy Perry did a good one too. She did a selection of songs, and I believe if Taylor Swift would have done a selection of songs like Katy Perry did, mixing them together, I think she probably would have had the best performance of the night. The Foo Fighters, not taking anything away from them, did a good job. Carrie Underwood and Tony Bennett with their little duet they did. Great for her. I think Carrie Underwood appearing at more award shows apart from her genre of music rather than just the CMAs each year, hosting that with Brad Paisley. great for her. She's getting the promotion with the success of Soul Surfer from last year, doing well theatrically and well on Blu-ray and DVD in terms of release. She's getting a lot of publicity, and I think that she's going to be the next one to cross over from a new genre of music. I think that Taylor Swift's not going to be the only one to do that. Carrie Underwood's going to be the next one, probably, if she hasn't already done it, crossing over from country music into pop like Taylor Swift did a number of years ago. Taylor Swift taking home 2 Grammy Award nominees that she was presented prior to the show going on the air, so that was kind of cool how that was done. They presented awards off air and on air. I guess with the amount of categories they had, they could only present a limited amount on the actual televised portion of the show, which was 3.5 hours in length if you count it. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet about it. You can go to Grammy.com to get a complete list of award nominees and award winners, awards that were presented on the show and off of camera. And I can only imagine how phenomenal the after party was for this year's Grammys. I think it was a rather emotional one, and a mix of emotions, if anything, for this year's after party for the Grammys because of the circumstances they were faced with. They did an exceptional job with this year's Grammys, a better job than I would expect them to do with the circumstances they were faced with. The best performances of the night came for me from Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, the Foo Fighters did a good job, and I'll even throw in Carrie Underwood and Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett, of course, getting a lot of respect from people like Carrie Underwood for being there. John